Well, hello, Caviar Dreamers.
Hi, Caviar Dreamers. Here we are, coming to you from the backyard.
Caviar al fresco.
Caviar al fresco, because I'm still a little jacked up from my, my laser, my little scar revision, but who even cares? Because you know what? We have the best person in the world, Andre. Gigi Howard from Sio Beauty. Right, Lexi?
Gigi is what I would consider the ultimate entrepreneur. She had a completely out-of-the-box idea in a random situation to solve a problem that there was no product for.
Exactly. And you guys see me post about Sio Beauty patches. I do them for my fine lines, my chest, because I'm a side sleeper. I get the wrinkly chest. I do my hands. I do my under eyes. They're absolutely amazing. She has created an empire out of these Sio Beauty patches. They help women look so much better.
The branding is magnificent. She has a new tool, a cryo drop with the serum, so they're expanding their empire. It's just magnificent.
She's super, super inspiring. I think you guys are going to love her. We have a great Caviar Dreamer who's coming on to ask her questions, who's in the beauty industry, which you guys are going to really enjoy. And I just want to say something. She didn't graduate college. She's an amazing Southern woman, and she told me she didn't graduate college, which, you know what? That's amazing. And she just came up with an idea.
Neither did Mrs. B.
And neither did Life of Mrs. B right here. Neither did Lexi.
Big old dropout. So look what you could become.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You know what? If you have a dream, you can achieve it. So let's go talk to Gigi Howard because I'm obsessed with her. So we are so excited. Caviar Dreamers, we're here with Gigi Howard, founder, owner of Sio Beauty. Hi, Gigi.
Hi, how are y'all?
Oh, great. Thank you so much for coming on today. I mean, you're so inspiring. I know. We're super excited to have you on. And people, listen, since I've been using the Sio Beauty patches, everybody's like, they're so amazing. So many people write to me. I think they're the best product in the whole world.
They really are.
But everybody wants to know how you got started.
How I got started. I was always in skincare and I was in PR, and I'm 49 now, and I'm actually turning 50 in July.
Oh, happy birthday.
Well, thank you.
You look fabulous.
Thank you. I was a side sleeper, and still am a side sleeper, and I would get wrinkles on my chest, and it didn't match my face. It would look awful in the morning, and this was late in my 20s, and I would have creases, and they became worse and worse. At first, I'd wake up and look in the mirror, and they would, after 2 hours, dissipate, and they would just stay there. And, the first thing, like, people look at, especially men, is your chest, right? So I noticed people look down, I'm going, okay, I'm embarrassed. So I was wearing summer scarves, jewelry, turtlenecks to cover it up. And I thought there must be something I could use that will help with the wrinkling. But I tried to sleep with 2 pillows on each side of me, and that didn't work. I'm a heavy sleeper. And I talked to some dermatologists. There's nothing you can do to the décolleté. It's not safe to do injectables. If a doctor does that, they should not be able to practice. So one day I was in Georgia visiting my OB in his office, and he had a medical grade silicone. And at that point, I was like, what if I had some sort of adhesive that would fold with the skin, and but I couldn't figure out what it was. And so I saw a piece of medical grade silicone, not knowing what it was. And I asked him what the medical grade silicone was for, and he said that's been used for over 50 years for scarring and also with burn victims. And I said, can I have a piece? And he said, yeah. So that night I put it half on my chest, the other half I left bare. I woke up this morning, peeled it off, and there was no wrinkles at all. So I was running around like in my apartment like crazy, excited, like acting like a fool. And I thought, this is great. And I said, Gary, you got to give me some more of this. He said, yes, because you can't buy it. And I didn't think about, bringing it out to the market. I just wasn't. And I waited for a few years. I was so happy and felt confident that I didn't have these wrinkles, and just kept using it over and over again. And then I decided to have a baby on my own, Southworth. Did that, and I thought, you know what? I think I should do something. And so I hired a team, and we worked for about a good 2.5 years to find something that looked like skin, felt like skin. So we started with the décolleté, the chest, did really well. And then we went onto the whole face and hands, and
it's really unbelievable because I'm also a side sleeper, and that's my big thing because my chest always looks very wrinkly. So I use the décolleté one all the time, and people write to me and they're like, does this work? I'm like, yes. I'm like, and people go crazy for it because I use it. I sleep in it because I hate that my chest gets so wrinkly, especially I have big boobs. I lay on my side, you know, and your boobs squish together, your skin squishes together. And especially, listen, even though I look so white right now, people, I get, you know, I go in the sun a lot also. And people are like, Marge, face it, you had a facelift. Facelift doesn't help fine lines. Facelift helps. I just want everybody to know this. And Gigi, you could back it up. Your muscles underneath, they lift your muscles and then they cut loose skin. But the skin that's still there has the fine lines. So that's what Sio Beauty helps. It helps the fine lines and things like that. Right?
Yes. No. Yeah, it does.
And people don't, and that's what, you know, so I don't want people saying like, oh, Mind, you had a face. That's not what it is. It really helps the skin.
It helps the skin and just, you know, raises the face, and which I'm so all about that. I just think that it's good to have a few lines, right?
Yes.
And I'm not opposed, whether they're deep or fine. Ours, the Sio, our patches used over time, they just get better and better. That's why you have to wear them every night or during the day, and you notice that, and people become addicted. But yeah, fine lines, something that you're insecure, whether it's your forehead or under here. Again, I'm 49. I live in the patches.
You look unbelievable.
You do look live in these, and especially during quarantine. I wear them all day because I'm not really out. You know, I wear them even on the bicycle out here. I know people are looking at me like, but I don't care, right?
No. I must admit, it's very fun when I sleep in mine, and I sleep in the full face in the morning, and my son Nino has climbed into the bed with me, and I've put them on after he's fallen asleep. So when I wake him up in the morning, he jumps like, what is going on, when he sees my face, and that's a lot of fun too.
No, and I also want to say women should start it younger because then you won't have to get, you know, work done. Because I also think it's just like, there's nothing, I just feel it just really helps your skin so much. And also women show their age in their hands, and I think in their chest a lot.
No, yeah, the first place is hands and chest. Especially, I used to live in the sun and, you know, the beach in Savannah, and we'd put that baby oil all over us and
with your baby oil
and all that.
Yeah.
Yes. It was awful. But at 18, I stopped with any, you know, type of sun. I use, you know, 30 every day and all over my body, and that's why I'm white. But it's just really important. SPF is number one.
So Gigi, recently you came out with that great new product, the Drop, which I love, which is the greatest like sculpting tool. I like to put it in the refrigerator. Could you tell everybody about that?
Yeah, the Cryo Drop. Cryo meaning, I mean, it's super, super cold, which we know it helps with puffiness. And, you know, there are the rollers out there, which, are great. I wanted something different and super chic. So we spoke to this company in Italy to, you know, come up with something that it felt good in your hands. And then they came back to us and said, you know, we can make this magnet, like a magnet inside that lasts for like 100 years. And then we have the serum that has a component, and it helps, the magnet helps with the concentration of the serum in this first layer of the skin. So you have lymphatic drainage, you have the help with it helps with puffiness in the morning, and it just really feels good, and it stays cold. And so we're super proud of it. Because it's just pretty, and it's heavy, and it's medical grade medical grade stone.
You have one, right? You have one right there.
Steel. Yeah, medical grade steel. Yeah. Do you want me to show it to you?
Yeah, show it to me, because I love it, and I think it's so great.
And
it's a great tool.
So it's you know, our patches are medical grade silicone, and this is medical grade steel. And it took us a while to, you know, get this right, and, you know, the feel right. And you can use it in so many different ways. Right here feels really good. And here, contouring.
Trucks.
My 16-year-old loves it.
I love it.
I've done half of my face before and then videoed the difference. And it's actually wild, especially when you pull up on the cheeks here, how it lifts the skin and reduces the puffiness. It's so crazy.
Yeah, I retain fluid. I'm like a salt eater, everybody. I eat a lot of salt, which is horrible. But in the morning, I'm like, Joe, I look like a fat water rat, and I'll use it before we go out or to like an event. And it really works. And that's why I love it, because I had nothing like that could depuff me.
Yeah.
Like that.
I'm like you. I can look at like one little grain of salt and I'll swell up. I never salt my foods because it's so bad. And I love to drink martinis and wine, but in the morning, I'm like, it's really bad. But also the patches, Sio patches really helps with the puffiness. So I sleep with those every single night to avoid the injectables. But I'm with you.
Yeah, I make my husband wear them. My husband wears the patches before we go out. I make him wear it because Joe is like,
he's very puffy eyes.
He's got the luggage. I mean, under his eyes, but it's really helped him because he looks so much better when he wears it.
Men love the product. Men love it. So I didn't realize that was going to happen, and until I would read reviews and friends would say my husband's, using them, which is.
Sio Beauty's how many years? Is it 7 years old now already?
No, I came up with the idea years and years ago, but it's about 4 years old.
It's 4 years old, and look how it's grown. I mean, is that not crazy?
No, I could never. I know the product and the idea is incredible, and I knew it was going to do well, and I also know that it will always do well because it's great for the masses, and that makes me happy because not everybody can afford, the injectables, and so that makes me happy. So I know it's going to, stay around. I just didn't know how big it was going to be. And especially now with COVID, which I'm certainly obviously not happy about that, but it's tripled because of COVID, because people are using, they want to use at home beauty regimens that work. And this is, Sio is, as close to Botox as you can get when it comes to the patches.
Yes, which I love. So we have someone, which we're going to bring her on, Jenn Barbuto, because, we're all about inspiring people in business, and you're such an inspirational person in business and a woman in business, and Jenn Barbuto has been in the beauty industry. So if that's okay, she has some questions for you.
Yes.
And Anthonino, is also on. And I would love for him to come on because he's on your team. And he's on your fabulous team. Hi, Anthonino. How are you?
Hi. How are you?
Good. How are you? Thank you so much for coming on as well.
Of course. Always here on supporting Sio all the way.
Yes, exactly. He's the best.
The best.
Yeah, Nino is one of my most incredible team members. He loves work. He has the greatest ideas. He's a cool downtown boy, and it's just, I love him.
I know. He's real. I mean,
he's the best. And we met when I was pregnant, and my son was potentially going to be called Nico, and he wound up being called Nino.
I know. So Jenn, what are your questions for Gigi?
So Gigi, loved hearing about your business. I feel like there's so many young entrepreneurs out there, and tons of questions for you, but I'll try to limit them. But basically, how do you develop your new ideas from starting with your vision to actually making the product and getting it out there?
Okay, well, it takes a team, and I always say this. I'm just the founder. I didn't go to college or anything like that. I learned by doing. I moved to New York from Georgia, and I came up with an idea. So my first thing was to hire somebody who can go and, source out the medical grade silicone, make it make it right. And so you hire that person. Once you get the final product, you hire other people to push it through, and you get a CEO, and you grow. As you grow, you grow your team. So, and then if you come up with another product, like we sit around a round table and say, okay, we've got the chest, let's do the eyes, and we'll do the eyes, and then what about the forehead? And so we just keep adding and adding. Unfortunately, we have somebody in Hong Kong who does all of our manufacturing. So what we do is we just send them and say, this is what we want. Now we're adding to our line. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to talk about this, Nino. But
No.
Sorry. Yeah. So I hope that answers your question. And Jennifer, I just want to tell you, I
can't do a drug hangover.
I get mortified at podcasts, and my whole team has to push me or podcast. Well, actually,
you're inspiring, so people want to hear from you.
Podcast I've done, but it was not on Zoom. So
you look gorgeous. You're inspiring. I mean, I look my lights.
Go ahead. I hope I'm answering.
No, you're total. Oh my gosh, you actually answered. I had like 5 questions, and you answered that. So I'm gonna. It's such a competitive market. Obviously, there's so many different brands. What's something that you really differentiate yourself versus some of the other different masks and things that are out there? I mean, obviously, you're doing a lot of different things. I can see. I looked you up, but like, what are some great strategies that you've worked with to really differentiate yourself?
Okay, medical grade silicone that you use and we reuse over and over, and then there's mask. We are not a mask. A mask will contain sort of, an active ingredient of some sort of skincare. You put it on and you throw it away. What makes us different, ours is reusable, and that is incredible. And it's also, tied in with medical, helping with scarring and burn victims. That's what's different. Fortunately, we are pretty much the monopoly of medical grade silicone. So we may have some people that might be a little competitors, but we were kind of the forefront, and we get loads and loads of press. So we're in a good position. But I also believe that you need a competitor out there. But we are the monopoly of these patches. So that's where we're different, just because we're not, a skincare like a cream or, lipstick. It's completely different.
Totally. You have like a much different concept, which is super cool. I'm anxious to try this. I'm a beauty junkie myself. I've probably tried every single product possible, but this sounds amazing and sounds like you get really great results from it. So
yes, we'll send you whatever you need. Where are you located?
I'm located in Jersey City, and then I work in Manhattan. Yeah.
Awesome.
So I'm on their digital team, which is exciting and fun. And then I was going to say, like, you sort of answered this, but what's the most important thing to consider while building your brand, in addition to obviously hiring your staff that you have?
My most important thing is my team, and they love what they do, and that we come together. I do not see myself as a boss. I think that's the worst thing you can do. We all work together. We're all equal. And one of our sayings is no assholes allowed.
I love that.
They're out of there.
They're out of there. Assholes go.
Yeah. If you have people that love your work, we're good to our team, and they know we love them, and that's what's going to help you grow a company. And also, given a little, piece of the pie that's people that's been there long time, and that we see huge potential, because I want Sio to feel like it's theirs. So that's really, really important.
That's incredible.
I love that.
You seem inspiring and like such like a woman like cultivator. So I'm assuming you have a great team and a great following.
Yes, we do. I'm so excited. Listen, I'm a single mom, and I'm at home. I don't go in the office every day. I deal a lot with, in PR, because he does a lot of social media. He does a lot of stuff. And then I love and he helps me with that. And because, he's younger. I don't know all this SEO and this and that. And so he helps me there. And then I have development, and I go in for the PR meetings, and really I call it the fun stuff. But no, I'm at home. I'm a single mother, and I get to come and go. And I don't want to be in the way of my team, my CEO. I mean, first of all, you're not going to put me in front of a damn computer with a spreadsheet of numbers, because I barely passed math. I barely graduated from high school because of math. So, no, I've got it made in the shade.
I love it.
With the vision, and then and your team executes everything for you. Like, that's the way it needs to be, right? That's awesome.
Well, that's their thing. They can do it. I love creative. I love the product development creative part of it. And I love learning from everybody. I mean, I learned so much from business to the whole social media. I drive Nino crazy because I'm always, help me with this. What is this? What is it?
Oh my God. I feel like Nino's your Lexi, like me. I always say Lexi. I think, because my Instagram handle's the real Margaret Josephs. I say Lexi's the real Margaret Joseph.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's just my picture. I go, she has her hand up my ass and I'm the puppet.
Couldn't do it. I mean, there's no way. And sometimes I'm in meetings with the whole team and I'm like, what the hell does that mean? What does that mean? And I'll slide it over to Nino.
I know, and sometimes we get in trouble because we always end up having like a little sidebar conversation, and then we're like the two kids in the back of the room that are always talking, and they're like, "Gigi, Nino, stop talking." We're like, "Okay."
Well, I just wanted, how big is your staff? How many people work at Sio now? I mean, it's a big company. I want people to know.
Marketing, there's marketing is 5. And then we have 1 sales and operation. We have 1 community manager. She's offsite. And then we have product development. We're less than 10.
All right, listen, but you have a big company that's a strong team. That's a strong team.
Yes, and we have, and
it's a big company for less than 10. You know what I mean? But that just shows that you can have strong and mighty, and you have this amazing corporation. And look what you've achieved in 4 years. I mean, everybody knows I will say, like I said, I don't promote a lot of things, but people write to me the most about Sio Beauty, which I find so interesting. Even now, everyone always writes to me, Marge, what are those patches? My ex-husband's girlfriend wrote to me. She's like, what's with that Sio Beauty? Your skin looks so good. So she goes, I'm going to order it. I said, okay, order it. She goes, but do you have any patches at home till I get it? I'm like, fine, come over. My ex-husband's, girlfriend comes vertigo. Everybody is obsessed. I mean, it's really very, very impressive.
Thank you.
I have a question. Obviously, you really have captured the market share on this and no one else is doing it. Did you have to patent the medical grade silicone for this use or kind of capture that market share legally?
Okay, you can't patent the medical grade silicone because it's been around. But what we do is we patent shapes.
Great.
We patent hashtags.
Good. Oh, you could trademark the hashtags and stuff, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
But yeah, we patent, like Gigi said, we patent shapes. We patent certain teams, brand slogans, those kinds of things we go after.
Yes.
The backfill material we can.
Sorry.
Yeah.
We have, unfortunately, and it happens a couple of times a month, people that do copy us and we have to do cease and desist. But then I'm kind of flattered,
I know, but it's annoying as fuck. All right.
Yeah. Come up with your own damn thing. You know what I mean?
Yep, we live it.
Especially that, because your product is unique. You know what I mean? There's certain things, listen, it's not a blouse. Everybody makes clothes. Do you know what I mean? These patches are a very unique thing. It's not like someone can improve it. It's not like someone's going to do it better. You're the innovator. You're the one. No one else needs to be doing it. What's the point?
Yeah. Well, we're
crazy.
Super, and I really appreciate y'all having us. This is so.
No, of course, but we have. There's 3 questions we always ask because I have a few sayings I always say myself. So because the Marge has these few things, I always say, "What was your big girl panty moment when you realized I got to pull my big girl panties up?"
Can this be personal? Or is this
you could do whatever,
yeah,
whatever in your life, because it was life changing for you. Your big girl panties moment. Because that helps in your business, your personal, whatever you want it to be.
Well, I was so super insecure about, starting Sio, and I would lay in bed and have the worst anxiety. And I was like, either you're going to do this, no, don't do this because, you're going to fail. And the one night I was out to dinner with a friend who's does really well in business. And he said, either you're going to put your big girl panties on, and then my daddy said that too, which I thought that was a little odd, but I think he said big underwear or something. But this friend of mine, your big girl panties on, and I did it, and I'm glad I did it. But I was so scared. I was scared, insecure, but you have to make that first step. I believed in it, but it took me so damn long to really put my my foot forward. Took me a really long time.
But you did it, and
Yes.
look how great. Lexi, what's it?
So the Marge, we always say, is part determination, part delusion. And we
50-50.
think about 50-50.
Yeah, that's what made me successful.
What do you think part determination to delusion you are?
Oh, hell. 30% delusion. 30% determination and 70 delusional, and everyone will tell you that.
Okay, that's good. Listen, that's great, but that's what I think makes people so successful.
I do too.
Anybody who's 100% determination, they're not that. I'm not going to say they're not going to be just successful, but I think you need big delusion.
You need
to
dreams.
You need dreams.
You
That's
need
why we're on this
something
freaking
up there to go
podcast.
to.
I'm a dreamer, and our CEO Audrey, and like Nino, I'll say stuff, and they're like, "What the fuck did she just say?"
No, and
I'm like, "We can make it work. We can do it." But then I have to sit on it, and I'm like,
I can't.
They were right. They were right.
Okay. So we have one last. We're gonna say okay. So we always say, and you are probably the most real entrepreneur.
Yes.
So we're entrepreneur-REAL. So what is your most real piece of advice?
To anyone starting out in business.
To anybody starting out in
'Cause
business.
we're like,
I think
fuck
you've
the
said
business
it, but
plan.
we're like, fuck the business plan, because we're not like about that.
If you have your own business and you're doing it because you're looking at that exit, meaning, selling the company or making a lot of money, you're fucked. If you don't really believe in your product and love it and you're doing it, and who knows what could happen, maybe, it fails, maybe it doesn't. But if you're looking at this product or your passion, look at it as a passion. Don't look at what you're doing or want to do because of the dollar sign, because that's not cool. Not cool. I don't think about selling. People ask me all the time. I'm having fun and I'm watching something grow, and I love it. But
I love that.
fantastic.
That's so fantastic. That's great. You know what? That's such a great piece of advice. You are so inspiring. I think people are just going to love this. Everyone's going to fall in love with you. Did you ever think of writing a book?
hell no.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Jen, Gigi,
Thank you.
love you. Thank you so much. Bye. Oh my God. Was that the best ever?
That was the best.
I mean, I was dying over Gigi Howard. I'm
I
like
also
obsessed
love
with her.
how obsessed she is with her team, and she brought Nina on from her PR department, which I think is so important. She really is so empowering to her team and puts a lot of the decisions and the power into her team's hands.
That's me too.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
my
right.
team isn't as big as her team, but my team is like, because you're the real Margaret Jones.
That's right.
And I'm the fake Margaret just because Lexi's hand is up my ass and I couldn't do shit without her. No, and I have Lindsay and I have you. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, and now we have somebody else. We have another intern and we've had Ron and I am nothing without my team. We've had Ralph. I mean, seriously.
But also another thing that
I
Gigi
know.
said that I loved is that, she doesn't consider herself a boss. And I feel that you feel the same way. And that really does. When you feel like you're on a team with your team, that
Mhm.
does garner an amazing work environment.
It does. I mean, what she said is like, you're nothing without your team. I'm like literally obsessed. I'm madly in love with her. So I just feel like, I'm crazy for her. I wish she lived right near us.
I know.
I
Well,
wish I could be with her all the time.
I know. Well, she's in the city in the Hamptons, so we could jet in and we can
Mhm.
hang out.
Yes, and she's just so good, and everything about her is perfect.
I know. This was great. Thank
Great.
you.
I love this episode so much. I hope you guys do too.
And also, Caviar Dreamers, keep an eye on the Instagram so that, the upcoming episodes, you guys could come on and talk to someone. We have Amy Rosenblum coming on, who is
yes.
a media TV agent. She helps people get on TV for hosting, news, all sorts of stuff.
If you want to be on TV, yes, and she also was managing Joan Rivers for a while, and that's how I met Joan Rivers, and she actually convinced me to do TV. She got the Marge on TV years ago before Housewives. She didn't get me on Housewives, but I was on TV a long time before I got on Housewives. Lifestyle expert. Don't kid yourself. Oh, am I puffy or what? Sorry, people. All right. Love
All
you,
right.
Caviar Dreamers. Thank you so much.
You can find us at Caviar Dreams Tuna Fish Budget on YouTube and Instagram, The Real Margaret Joseph, The Life of Mrs. B. New episodes every week.
Every week.
Keep dreaming.
Keep dreaming, Caviar Dreamers.
So